I noticed look, this is my 30th year, 30 something year. I've been in 2 countries all over the place in more classrooms. So the gift I've been given is I kind of have an airplane view, right? I was in the classroom, I was in the universities and just watching. And what I noticed just before COVID, we didn't know COVID was coming. I started asking teachers and leaders, and I said to them, what I'll tell you, I said, you actually can't keep up. And they said, yeah. And COVID hit. And then after COVID, what we're in now has set in. And I didn't have the language for it for a while. And then I thought, I started asking, I said, you're actually overwhelmed. And the overwhelm is not because of the profession. It is a busy job, but this is bigger than what's happening. We're literally in a new chapter. It's like saying, I'm being a bit more dramatic, but just to kind of make the point, there was the ice age and then there wasn't the ice age. We're now in the era of overwhelm. And so the era of overwhelm is we can't keep up anymore. It's not possible. You're in the email box, always will keep going. You're flooded. We're so flooded with information that our brains are so filled that even if people want to listen to this podcast, they may not get to it because they have 50 other podcasts to listen to, and that's not disrespectful to you.
Yes, of course.
We have in the profession, best practices, science of this, trauma of that. Here's the lesson plan, explicit. And so we do know more in the profession, but the problem is combine that with the era of overwhelm and the floodgates are open. And so tomorrow when I'm working with the leaders, the first thing we have to talk about is we're in a new era and we have to lead learning differently because this era is not going to go away. And some people think they may not, I don't mean disrespectful, but if you don't know where you are, you may not know how to participate because people will just work harder and harder and harder and harder and think I will eventually catch up, but you actually won't catch up. And the worst part is there's less thinking time, there's less time for the question you asked me about what do you want your legacy to be? Who are we in this? What kind of children are we raising, right? So to start the conversation, we're in the era of overwhelm. And that's where we have to lead today, knowing where we are.
There's so much in that, William. What do you think are some of the impacts that this era is having on our schools? What are you noticing from your, as you said before, your sort of aeroplane view of what's going on?
Well, you've got a couple, I'm going to be Debbie Downer for a second, but then there's hope. Okay. So I'm not going to go there. So cynicism becomes the new normal. The cynicism, well, first of all, our mental loads are filled. So what that means is like tomorrow, I've got 50 school leaders. I know they're going to come to me where their brains and hearts are already filled. They're so filled that you wonder if they can hear me at all. They will, because we're going to do stuff to make it happen. But so people's mental loads are to the roof. People are shutting down. So what shutting down means, if you're a leader, you're trying to advance teaching and learning, you'll face people shutting down because what they think is, oh, this will come and go like everything else. Or the new thing will happen. People start losing hope or meaning and purpose because we're so, and also I think the worst part about it is teachers and leaders, the shadows. I wish I could do a whole episode on the shadow, but the shadow will emerge and the shadow will be, I'm a bad leader, I'm a bad teacher, I'm a bad, because they're under stress. And you're always looking over your shoulder because, oh, the science of this, or it's explicit this, or I'm doing it wrong, whatever that means. And so it really is doing a lot of dis-ease to people right now. But if we don't know where we are, we'll think it's us, and it's not us. It's what we're in now.
Yeah. Is this something which is particularly unique to the Australian context, or are you seeing this through your work in a variety of educational contexts?
It's everywhere. It just looks different. It's everywhere. Yeah. And it's going to get worse. I mean, this is the part I'm telling everybody, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Technology is going to go faster. The grounding will feel like it's being pulled out under the AI. I'm not negating this stuff, okay? But what I'm saying is if we don't have thinking time and community time and there's no grounding, we're all dysregulated.
Yeah.
So it just looks different in different contexts, but it's the same.